Much like a now famous salon in Dallas, a Las Vegas gym now says civil disobedience is their last resort and they will reopen against the governor's orders, even if it means jail time.
People would come in the front doors and out the back doors.
As soon as people walk in the door, they'll go to their square, warm up, work out, cool down. Everything will be done in that square.
Each station has their own spray bottle and disinfectant to be able to clean the equipment before and after, and the floors as well.
These are 7x7 squares with 2 feet in between each one.
Said no kids for the time being until things settle down a little bit. Between classes, we have staff wiping down everything that gets touched. These are posted around the gym, so it goes over those protocols.
Those are just a few of the rules Apollo CrossFit Gym in the Northwest Valley has in place for when they reopen. Chad and his mom Monica think they're ready to now, but the governor's roadmap to recovery doesn't allow it.
There's no reason that a Walmart, a Target, a barbershop can be open right now and we can't. People see us, the business owners that want to reopen, as bad people. We're not bad people. We understand that COVID is a real thing. We understand that our jobs are a real thing. And without us fighting for our livelihoods, I have a baby at home. I have a wife that's a nurse that isn't getting hours, and I have to provide for them. And now I don't have that choice. It sucks.
The mother-son duo says they were fine closing down back in March.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I think pretty much like everybody else, is we were reluctant as business owners, but we were on board.
We were like, all right, well, I mean, it sounded horrible. Millions of people were going to die from this thing, and the healthcare system was going to be overwhelmed. So we're like, all right, let's do our part.
But since then, as more and more data comes through, for us, the ends don't justify the means.
For the last 2 months, Apollo has been bleeding money.
At this point, have lost $60,000. We continue to lose $1,000 every single day that we're closed. Our rent, we weren't able to pay it last month, so we're in debt to our landlord $9,000.
All that cushion, all that savings, it's gone.
They say they've tried protesting, tried contacting government officials, but now they're at their breaking point. And after 9 years of business, they might not make it to year 10.
What we decided last week is we were going to open on Friday with a full schedule like we normally would, and with all the protocols to make sure or ensure that people stay safe while they're here. We understood that it was against the governor's orders, but we decided to move forward anyways.
So Thursday, they called a staff meeting, and that's when police showed up.
2 officers walked in and began to threaten us with our business license, with jail time.
She started describing what jail was like and how I would be at greater risk if I was put in jail of catching the virus. I told her I wasn't afraid of jail.
They thought that we weren't understanding their message, so they called their lieutenant. About 20 minutes later, their lieutenant, along with their captain, came in and explained the same thing. And we're not going to back down. We
showed them what we were doing here, and they're not interested. Their whole thing was there was the Directive 18. And they handed it to us. They had the whole thing printed out. You can't defy this. It's the governor's orders. You're going against this directive. It's against the law. Chad said, no, that's not a law. It's a directive, which happens to be against the Constitution of the United States, which you've made an oath to uphold.
We fully respect people's decisions to stay home if they feel unsafe, or if they are in one of those categories where they're a little bit more at risk. We fully support that. We just ask for the same courtesy.
And they were understanding what we were saying, but we don't have a choice. The governor, we have to obey the governor's rules. And they kept saying those things, all of them. And Chad told them, you do have a choice. Your choice is the oath you made to uphold the Constitution of the United States, or your job. And I can empathize with that. Chad told him, he's like, I get it, I've got a family. But you are making a choice, and you need to be aware of that.
Right now, gyms aren't slated to open until a later phase. Remember, we're still in phase 1, according to Governor Sisolak right now. Meanwhile, Apollo says they will open their doors regardless. Right now, they're working with an attorney, set to meet with him tomorrow to make sure that they dot all their I's and cross all their T's before potentially getting arrested.